Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. My name is Mr.ThunderHorse. I'm a resiliency coach. I'm at the Mandatory Care Building. Today is Friday, December 5th. We just got done with a big employee planning party, for the party, the Christmas party. Everything was really good. Man, it was a good meeting. I really had a good time, and kind of they did their planning of the food, and they're gonna have creative lights, and they're gonna have stuff for the kids. They're gonna have a Christmas party, so it turned out really good. But today we kind of want to do a little recap of what we've been talking about. It's been a while. I know I've been really busy, so I just want to do a little recap. So along the lines of what we were talking about was Ashowuswaniku. And it's the trauma. It's the childhood trauma. It's from the ACEs. Got the big ACE test right here on the wall. It's human made it, really nice. I like it. I'm just going to show it to you real quick. That's pretty awesome. So what happens is, like, when we have these ACEs, what happens is it actually causes us to have these beliefs and these negative beliefs about. So I'm just going to share my beliefs where I was always going to have abandonment, rejection, betrayal, and injustice. And a belief is just like, it's like this. Imagine you got bit by a dog. So from here on out, whenever you hear a growl, you hear a bark, or you hear something, or you see a dog, you're going to get triggered by that, and you're going to think that something, that you're going to get attacked, that your life is going to, well, maybe not your life, but you're going to get bit up and you're going to get attacked by stuff. So what this trauma does, it does the same thing for us. We get these beliefs, and because of that, we start to have rumination, and we start to think about things, instead of normal, like planning and decision making, problem solving, all that. What we're supposed to have this mental for, it becomes this rumination, catastrophizing, crystal ball reading, forward future casting. And on the emotional side, we get fear, anger, resentment. On the physical side, in our nervous system, we get fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And on the spiritual side, we have loss of spiritual values and principles. We have loss of hope, loss of faith. We have no purpose. We have no vision. Those are the things that we go through when we have this adverse childhood experience, or Ashowuswaniku. Another thing that happens is that it changes our identity to victim. So now, because we become a victim, our identity is victim. We're powerless, we're worthless, we're burdened, and we blame other people for our issues. And so what we need to do is rebuild or create a new identity. And that's really important, I think, because I will say that identity drives your behavior. Say that you're identify as a teacher. So every time you see somebody, you're always trying to teach them something, or you're trying to do that kind of stuff. I know it helped me when I was when I thought I was going to fall off the wagon. I was tell that story. It's like I was either going to go to Billings or Rapid City and get out of it, get drunk and all that stuff. But when I started got up by Manning, North Dakota, I started thinking about it. I was like, no, man, that's not who you are. This isn't who you are, man. You're sober. You're grandpa. You're dad. You're all these things. Like, you're not that. You're not alcoholic. So that identity can really help you if you use it right. If you can create your own identity, and it'll help you a lot in your life. So some of the things that we want to do is, like, we want to have awareness. And so what I mean is, awareness is like, we want to be aware of all these things that are happening. When they're happening, it's like, if something happens, how are you feeling? How are you thinking? What is the nervous system doing? How do you feel about this stuff? That's kind of the things that if we're going to overcome this, if we have this resiliency, we're going to bounce forward. Because a lot of times we can't bounce back to what was, because it's not there anymore. Whatever it is, that job, that house we lost, that marriage, whatever, we can't bounce back, so we got to bounce forward. So we got to be aware of that stuff. We have to have this awareness of what's happening here, what's going on with me, and then we have to challenge it. Or is that true? Are these things that this trauma is causing, is it true? Is it true that people don't like you, or is it just your trauma? Is it do you have to have fear all the time? Do you have to have anger? Whatever it is, you have to really challenge it. And then sometimes you just gotta have radical acceptance. You gotta realize, it's like, it's easier for me to accept it and move on. Because if I don't accept it, I'm gonna hang on and I'm gonna be stuck. And I'm just gonna keep on doing this stuff right here, this rumination. I'm always gonna get this fear, anger, resentment, crystal ball reading, all that. Then another thing we can do is we can have self-compassion. Not only compassion for the other person, but for ourselves too. And sometimes that's all we have, is like, we could just have compassion for ourselves. Dang, that was a tough thing I'm going through, and there's nothing I can do about it. I can't change it, I can't do anything, so I could just have self-compassion. Another thing is self-kindness. Be kind to yourself. Another thing is grounding, having gratitude, and then meditation. But I think the most important thing that we could do is respond differently. Because we're so used to, because of our traumas, we're so used to reacting. We have to respond differently. We have to realize, is like, through this awareness, is like, I'm not going to respond like that, like I usually do. Or I'm not going to react like I usually do, out of anger and fear, and all this stuff, because these are the things, these are real for us, just like getting bit by a dog. So we have to really think about all these things and how we're gonna overcome this, and rise above the setbacks, the obstacles, the challenges, all that stuff. So I have a big booger in my nose. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Don't be scared, man. You're gonna have to MHA up, I'll say. Yeah. There's gonna come times where things are gonna get tough. Life is tough, and you're gonna have to realize it's like, I'm gonna have to learn how to do this for myself. Because if you don't, you're gonna be a victim. You're gonna get stuck in all that powerlessness, worthlessness. You're gonna feel like a burden. You're gonna blame everybody. So you gotta get out of that stuff. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I know I talk a lot about this stuff, but another thing I wanted to share real quick is that some people say, I don't want to go live in the past. Well, that's not the ideal. The ideal is to find out, because of these ACEs, where it all came from. Where did that belief start from? Where did that dog bite you at, and how old were you, and all that stuff? And don't blame anybody, but just understand, it's like, this is what happened, and I'll have to deal with it. I have to heal from it, grow from it, learn from it, all that stuff. So thank you for your time. We'll talk to you later. Adios, guys.